Just don't touch her. Look, lady, I got you on video doing that. You don't need to call him no. You are. I don't care.
Fuck you, fucking nigger.
Bro. Keep saying, come on, keep on saying shit.
What? What you do about it? What the fuck are you gonna do about it?
You need to back up.
Hey, you're good, you're good.
It pisses me off, dude.
Hey, we're fine, we're fine.
Get the fuck out of my way.
We're not looking for trouble. Just go get out of here.
We're fine. We're not looking for any trouble. I'm not doing shit. No, don't say anything.
Film me, nigger.
Hey, we're not looking for any trouble, bro.
Hey,
Whoa, we're not looking for any trouble, bro.
fuck out of my goddamn way, motherfucker.
You're fine, bro.
Ask somebody else for 75 cents.
What? Yeah. That's how I'm doing.
What's going on, y'all? This is Talking Shit with the Fellas. We got Mo, we got Max, and myself, OD. And we're talking about a powerful topic, racism. Oh, yeah. So, guys, what you got about that? What you always say about that?
It depends on what type of racism you're talking about. Racism inside of your own race?
Ooh.
I mean, hey, that's unspoken.
Yeah.
How many times you heard the saying, I love me some black folks, but I hate me some niggas?
Oh, yes. Especially in your family household, man.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, man. Tell you what, man. Racism, man, is very prevalent in society right now, to be honest with you. In the workplace, outside the workplace, anywhere you go, racism is everywhere, you know. Especially you can see it on video right now, man. It's taped every day, you know, the police action, stuff like that. I'm telling you, man, racism, man, it's really crippling this country, to be honest with you, man.
But how does it play effect with inter-racism? Like, whites don't like, they call them poor white trash.
Yeah.
Blacks don't like hood black.
Right.
So how do you feel, what do you think about that situation?
Wow, that's a good question, man. I don't know, man. I think that I think people, you know, when you talk about stuff like that, like, you know, poor white trash, I'm sorry, and you know, we say hood, you want to say hood niggas or something like that?
Niggas and black people.
Okay, so
You know what I mean?
it's really like classism when you talk about stuff like that.
It is.
To be honest with you, poor, middle class, and rich. You know, that's a lot of things. That's my preference right there.
But
so
how I feel about it, the same things that we get on white America for doing, we do the exact same thing.
John Settles.
You will sit there, you see a dude with a hoodie on, fuck him.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden you bought on the other side of the street and you thinking he on some other shit when he not.
Right.
But when a white person do it, then all of a sudden we got to march, and then we got to call Jesse and all that shit. But we do the exact same thing to our own people.
Yeah. I think we just prejudice against ourselves, man. And you know what, man? It really starts with the household, man. I think.
How you feel about that at the end of your generation?
I really think so.
You know what? I think that everybody, every race, you know, African Americans, Caucasians, Hispanics, like you said, it's classism. Getting up, got certain class, but I'm pretty sure the conservative suit and tie wearing whites, and then the Daisy Duke plaid shirt wearing whites, which they call them white trash. I'm pretty sure they have things against each other. They comments, actions towards each other. I think they're bad. Same thing with Hispanics. Now, I've been to neighborhoods where all the lawns are cut beautifully. You know, the neighborhoods smell like Fabuloso all over the place. Understand? And then I've also been places where it smell like piss everywhere. You got and tequila. They're drunk everywhere. You know, it smell like piss and shit. And, you know, I believe everybody gets it, but it's only glorified in the media when it's black and white.
So I'm glad you said media. Does media have a part in
Embracing a big role, man.
Man, I'm gonna start with that.
It's top of moves, man.
I would say I'm gonna start with that.
It's top
Of course, you'll never hear about the people in the South that the black women that become judges.
Yeah.
Now 8 black women became judges. You hear about all the negative things. You hear about the fighting and all that. They glorify. Everything world star. They doing all that. That ain't doing nothing. Just giving the rest of the world who don't know what's going on.
Right, exactly.
You giving them things that's like, oh, well, that's what they are.
Yeah,
Take animals and all this. They do different certain things like that, which is not true.
Yeah.
Can I ask y'all something?
Yeah.
is racism inherited or is it adopted?
Like I said, it starts with the family. Stop the household, man. I mean, dude, kids don't hate each other, man.
This is true.
Seriously, kids play with each other. Black, white, green, yellow, it don't matter. But when they grow up and they see, you know what I'm saying, from, I'm going to say their parents and, you know what I'm saying, you know, other influential, you know what I'm saying, people in their lives, yeah. You know, I mean, yeah, they're going to like, oh, man. You know, they're gonna start taking those traits, you know what I'm saying, and start, you know what I'm saying, with that hate stuff.
It's,
you know,
like you said, it does start at the home.
Yeah, it does.
You know, or
it does.
You'll get a father, don't hang around these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ain't no good.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Right. Get to know them.
Right.
Get to know where they come from. Get to know why do they certain people feel that way.
Exactly.
Get to know them.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And with racism, the line I see got crossed recently with the whole Kaepernick situation.
Yeah.
Sports used to be a point where a person of a different race who didn't know you was sitting there and talking to sports with you for hours.
Of course.
Sure. Now, because it bled in the whole with the Colin Kaepernick, the Neil, and then the sports owners calling, you know what I'm saying, work monkeys and niggas and all that shit. Now it bled in. Now it's just like talking. Now you don't even want to bring up the whole situation because then we all divided.
What do you think about that? Him kneeling down, you know what I'm saying, for the flag. You know what I'm saying?
I understood his motives.
Right, okay.
But he wanted to bring awareness.
Yeah, do you agree?
Yes. Only thing I don't agree with is how the media portrayed it is like he had an issue with the armed forces.
Exactly.
That was not the case.
No, not at all.
The issue.
Exactly.
But going back to the how media portrays, they blew it up and liked it. And they tried to
a Marine came to him because first of all, he was sitting on the bench while they was doing the Pledge of Allegiance, whatever you want to call it. You know, he was sitting on the bench. A Marine came to him and said, listen, I understand your cause. I understand what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just take a knee? You know what I'm saying? Show some respect to the soldiers and stuff like that, you know, and to the flag. I'm just taking a knee and doing your protest. A soldier, a white soldier, told him to do that. And he was doing it. I mean, and then, you know, the media had to like, oh my God, he's kneeling because of the flag, and he's kneeling because of the you know what I'm saying, saluting the flag and this and that and the other. I mean,
and they made it seem
it was just a peaceful
They made things like African American
peaceful protest.
Respect soldiers.
Exactly.
And we have a lot of
execs.
My grandfather was in World War II.
Okay.
My uncle was in Vietnam.
Who was?
You know what I mean? So we dealt with that. So we support the flag, but guess what? The flag doesn't support us.
Exactly. That's the thing.
And then when we talking about race and it being it starts in the home, right?
Yeah.
And we always bring up this conversation that I feel personally that if you was not there to experience what our grandmothers and grandfathers, whether you was a plantation owner or was you
or the sharecropper or something,
or the sharecropper, you know, if you wasn't there to experience,
yeah,
we should want the knowledge of it.
Yeah,
you know, instead of going off the skin tone, you know, because some people our age, you get people that's very racist our age, and they haven't experienced any of it.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about what you know. I mean, if you don't have knowledge of what happened in the past, you can't do anything about changing the future. You know what I mean? You don't have knowledge of it. How you gonna be judging? I mean, you love it that.
Then you got to deal with the black parents back from the civil rights era, before the civil rights era that told their kids, you know, to be fearful or felt like they were less than when it comes to white people.
Right, exactly.
And you got people like that now. You got people right now. You can sit there, we all friends, let's go out there, and all of a sudden we go out with our white buddies and they don't know how to act.
Right, exactly.
They don't know how to interact with
Right, right.
Why not?
Right.
They just like you. They put their pants on just like you.
Mm-hmm.
I know somebody don't got that issue. Justin Timberlake don't got it. Bieber don't got it. They don't have them. Eminem don't have those issues.
Well,
why?
They
Why? Because they embrace the culture, and that's what people don't do. That's what America needs to do. Whether you white, black, Hispanic, whatever. We got Hispanic friends that they speak Spanish. You know, they feed us good. Everything.
Shout out to Chewy.
You got to embrace. You got to embrace the culture of what's going on. To change anything, not embrace all the craziness.
A bunch of African American culture is the most popular culture out there.
Of course.
Look at what you see on TV.
The hip hop.
Look at
the clothing,
the clothing, the sports, everything.
But does that mean
right the music,
that
shit?
everybody else have to embrace African American culture. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's true.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Just because I'm African American, I can't listen to pop music. I can't listen to rock and roll. I can't listen to AC/DC or Tree Hill.
I want to take my horse to the Old Town Road.
You get what I'm saying? That's all.
Till I can't.
That's I believe, it's a problem that probably will never get fixed because of how out of control it's gotten. But you have to start somewhere. And I think starting somewhere is embracing the culture of other races, whether it's song, dance, the way they eat, how they act, embrace it. You might not like it, but just embrace it and respect that is theirs. And if you want to learn part of it, learn it.
Do we overrate racism? Do we think like it's overrated? Do people go, oh, well, he said this, all of a sudden kick him out and all this?
I know that, like I said, we can't talk about what happened back, in the 60s, civil rights era, slavery era. We can't talk about that because we wasn't there. But we do experience racism, I'm not gonna say every day, but we experience it, man. Come on. So I know you guys experience racism, right? Well, so tell me some stories about that.
I'm big, I'm black, I'm
man. No, I'm stuck at teddy bear.
I am. Only at night. But you know what? No, you face it. You big, you black. The minute you speak loud, almost, oh my God, they get fearful. For what? The same other race or can speak their mind and get their point across with no problems. The minute we do it, all of a sudden we're aggressive.
Okay.
And you know what? And that's terrible because we're the same. We are the same. I still believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that narrative should be changed. And I just want to know what is the narrative. How can you change that narrative of racism?
I don't think you can change that narrative, man. Be honest with you, man. Like you said, it's the media plays a big part into that. A big black male, say raising his voice or just just walking around or something. I don't know. The stereotypic shit that you see on the media and other people see, and then they see you, in person or anybody or any black guy, whatever, in person, strike spear into that other person who's not black.
For example, you see these shootings with the cops and then you see how they handle different races before they handle black and browns brothers and sisters.
Exactly.
I'm going to say that it's just brothers or it's brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they're a threat, but all of a sudden you can talk this guy off of the ledge and he got a gun and that y'all all got the tasers out.
Right.
But the minute I get out my car or if I move aggressively, y'all shoot me.
Yeah.
Shout out to the police. I understand it's a tough job. You got to be protected, but you got to factor in they need some kind of course or training where they know, hey, experience being around a black person.
I'm gonna tell you this. So that was my experience with the whole racism thing. I drive a nice car, got a little tint on the windows. You know what I'm saying? So, you get pulled over.
It's 2019.
It's 2019. So get pulled over, and they automatically think because you got this nice car, tint on the windows, you got to be doing something illegal to even obtain it. So I crack my window. I get all this attitude, and then. When I rolled my window all the way down, the officer apparently noticed the company logo. Yeah, the company logo, the company I work for, noticed the logo, and he said, "Oh, this is a working man." His whole tone changed. To the point where, and I felt offended because of how he was talking to me. And sorry, sir, he's here. And I wanted to tell him that. I make 3-4 times what you make, and you was sitting there harassing me. But I experienced that, and but I took it with a grain of salt. I just, I feel like. The police, they get it bad out here because they are like every other company out here. All the experienced officers, even if they was crooked back in the day, they did have the experience of the hood.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all the experience is gone now. So you got young officers out here, they fearful. They not getting the proper training because the older officers, they done left and they left with nothing.
So piggyback off that, what Black said, my company shouldn't change or your view on how you view me when you walk up to my car. Right. That's not right. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I have to prepare my kids. Mm-hmm. I have to prepare them So when they do get pulled over, and if it's another person that doesn't look like them, you know what I mean? Yeah. That hey, they might feel threatened just by your complexion.
Right.
And to me, that is a sad way that we have to live, and we have to look at certain things.
That's what it is.
And how they need to address the racism when it comes to police. Take these cops that they didn't grow up in these areas and they police in these areas. How about y'all sit there and get to know the area, get to learn, you know where they come from, and you wouldn't be as fearful.
And to piggyback on that, I think that they need to hire people from that specific area. But at least,
But you have
they
to apply it. You have to
It's
apply.
it's men and women that's applying for those jobs, man. Trust me. I'm telling you, man. You have to have those people brought up from those communities, bring them back to those communities to police that. They're
applying.
Oh man, they're applying. They are applying, man. Seriously. And like Mike said, even if they're not from that community, at least train them guys, get to know them guys, get to know the community. I'm sorry, that community. You know what I'm saying? Get to know what's going on in there before you know what I'm saying, step out there and just be rapid fire, man, on your fucking guns, man. Period. Point.
I agree that.
Seriously, man. So, I mean, that's a great point that Max just made.
That being said, we're going to wrap this joint.
That was nice, man. That was nice.
I'm going to get a shout out to my nephew, TJ Customs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Tommy Johnson.
Okay.
Customizing my kicks. Check him out. Well, that's good, fellas, man. Talking shit with the fellas. Racism, it got to stop, but it got to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere for it to stop.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all we got here.
We got to give it a chance.
Got to give it a chance.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace.